Have you ever chased something with everything you've got? Your energy, your focus, your heart, and yet it still didn't come together the way you hoped. We live in a culture that praises control, hustle harder, push more, micromanage the outcome. And when things don't show up in our timeline, we assume we've failed. But what if that constant grasping is the very thing holding you back?
Today, we wanted to explore something that often feels like a paradox in the world of manifestation: the art of letting go. It might sound passive, even risky, but detachment is actually one of the most powerful tools we have for moving forward with clarity, peace, and alignment. Letting go sounds easy in theory, but in practice, it's a real challenge. From childhood, we're rewarded for staying focused, staying in control, staying productive. So when something we want feels uncertain or out of reach, our instinct is to hold on tighter. We obsess, we micromanage, we try to force alignment through pressure. And that type grip often leads to stress and burnout. It tells the universe and ourselves that we don't trust the process, or that we're not safe unless we're in complete control. And that's why detachment can sound so unnatural. It goes against years of conditioning. But paradoxically, the moment we loosen our grip, we create space. Space for things to unfold, space for ease, clarity, and alignment to emerge.
Let's clear up a common misunderstanding. Detachment doesn't mean apathy. It's not giving up or becoming indifferent. In fact, desire is still absolutely essential. That's what gives our actions meaning and direction. But the problem starts when what we desire turns into a rigid attachment. When we start believing it has to happen this way in its exact timeline or I'll be unhappy. That mindset actually traps us. It closes off better paths, leave insights or unexpected blessings. Desire and detachment aren't opposites, they're partners. You can hold a strong intention while remaining open to the many ways it might come into form. It's the difference between saying, I'm excited for this to happen versus if this doesn't happen exactly like this, then I failed. When you detach, you don't lose your dream, you just stop strangling it.
Yeah. Now let's talk about control, because that's really what's underneath most attachment. We love to believe that if we just work hard enough, plan well enough, stay disciplined enough, we can shape life exactly as we want. But life doesn't work like that. There are too many moving pieces, things outside our control, like other people's choices, global events, even our own evolving desires. When we cling tightly to a plan, we become rigid. We get tunnel vision and we miss what's trying to happen in the moment. Something that might be better suited for us, more aligned, more timely. Letting go of control doesn't mean giving up. It means accepting that life is co-created. Your role is to show up fully, but not to dictate every outcome.
Trust is at the heart of detachment. Trust is the timing, trust in your own ability to respond and grow. Trust in something greater, whether you call that the universe, God, your intuition, or simply the intelligence of life itself. One of my favourite metaphors is surfing. You don't control the wave, you learn to read it, position yourself, and then ride it. If you try to force it, you wipe out. But if you flow with it, you can catch something truly exhilarating. Detachment is about trusting that even when the wave looks uncertain, you've got what you need to navigate it. It's not passive, it's active alignment. You're still taking inspired action, but you're not obsessing over how each wave needs to break.
Intentions are powerful. They're like setting your eternal GPS. When you know what you want and you're aligning with it, you create energetic momentum. But here's where detachment comes in. You don't need to know every turn the GPS will take. You don't need to obsess over every street. You just need to stay committed to the direction. Think of planting a seed. You choose what you want to grow. You prepare the soil. You water it. You care for it. But you don't sand over it yelling, grow faster. You trust the process. You let nature do its part. Well, it's the same thing with manifestation. Set the intention, take a mind action, and then release the need to micromanage how and when it happens.
So, how do you practice detachment, especially when you're emotionally invested in the outcome? Start with self-awareness. Get honest with yourself about why you want what you want. Is it from alignment or is it from fear, pressure, comparison? And shift your focus to the process. Instead of constantly checking, is it here yet? Ask, what can I do today that's aligned with the energy of that desire? It might be a small step, it usually is. Or it might be rest. Trust your internal rhythm. Mindfulness is also a game changer here, whether it's breathwork, meditation, or simply being present in daily tasks. Slowing down helps release future anxiety. Also, erase uncertainty. Don't fight it. Life is full of twists and surprises, and that's not a flaw, that's part of the magic. And finally, let go of needing it to be perfect. Let go of forcing clarity. Let go of the exact timeline. You're not failing when things take time, you're unfolding, and trust that.
At the end of the day, detachment is a spiritual mindset. It's not just about manifestation. It's about how you choose to walk through the world. It's saying, I will act with purpose and passion, but I will not lose my peace, chasing something outside of me. That is incredibly powerful. When you let go, you free yourself to experience life as it is, not just as you think it should be. You allow the present moment to teach you, to surprise you, to bless you. Sometimes the thing we're trying to control is actually smaller than what life is preparing for us. When you detach, you make room for more.
So, what might you be gripping too tightly on right now? Is it a deadline? A vision that's not quite landing? An identity that no longer fits?
Whatever it is, give yourself permission to loosen the grip. You're allowed to want things deeply and still trust their timing. You're allowed to act boldly and still surrender the outcome.
So let go, not because you don't care, but because you do care enough to trust, to allow, to co-create rather than control.
Thanks for joining us. Keep showing up, keep listening in, and most of all, keep letting go.
So until next time, think differently, dream boldly, and create consciously.
I'm a quiet rebel. I don't